What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. I'm happy that Valentine is undercover. Like, he's trying to get the goods on Jennifer and trying to find out what she up to. Um, I'm guessing when he went to that facility or whatever after he left Port Charles, he must have got some type of lead that led him to Polynesia and led him to Jennifer Smith. Um, if I was Valentine, honestly, after Jennifer came out that shower, I wouldn't even try to get into the safe while she was in the shower. I would have took a different approach. I would have, if I was him, I would have gave her some of that Cassadine D, let her fall asleep, and then try to get into the safe, or at least drug the chick or something. Um, I don't honestly, I don't see Jennifer working with Victor Cassadine. I don't see it because why would Victor want to involve himself in mob business? I mean, don't get me wrong, people change up career tactics all the time, but the Cassadines were never into the mob, not even slightly. Helena, none of them, they really had no interest in mob business. I mean, the Cassadines made way too much money to be in the mob. You know what I mean? Like, the projects, all the stuff that they were working on and stuff over the year, world domination, they made billions over the years. That's way more than they made, way more than a mobster would make. I mean, don't get me wrong, you got some mob bosses out there today that are billionaires, but the money that the Cassadines touched over the years would exceed mob money by leaps and bounds. So I don't see Victor getting involved in that. Is it possible? Yeah, but I don't see him doing it. It seems like the mob stuff would be a little beneath a Cassadine. Um. So anyway, I wonder what's up in that safe that Jennifer got, because she was putting something up in there. I wonder what's in there. And just soon as Valentine got up in there, he got caught. I said, damn, Valentine. Hopefully he thinks on his feet and he figures out a way to explain this away, but I don't know if Jennifer would buy anything that he would say at this point. Hopefully Valentine knows how to get himself out this sticky situation, and he do it quickly. So anyway, moving on from that, Smoltz, that little reporter, he is such a slimy little bastard. Like, he really is. Trying to run around town threatening lawsuits and all this stuff against people. Ain't nobody falling for it. And I love how Alexis brushed him off. Like, Alexis was not paying Smoltz any mind. Like, he's threatening to sue her for stealing his cyber sex story or whatever. You know, the Jocelyn Cameron sex tape. He tried to threaten legal action. And Alexis wasn't fazed by his little threat. Because at the end of the day, she was a lawyer for years, and she knows that he can't sue her or the invader because they didn't technically steal a story from him. It's a public story. Most of the people in Port Charles already knows about it, so it's leaps and bounds. It's like, come on, it's up in the air. Any reporter, any journalist could take the story and run with it. And that's what Alexis did. And she got the exclusive from the people who were involved. So, therefore, she didn't do anything unethical. He has no legal case against her, and she knew it. He's sitting there talking about, oh, I won't sue you. But he tried to threaten to go to other reporters and stuff and snitch on her about her business practice or whatever, how she steals stories. And, oh, please. Ain't nobody worried about that foolishness. Talking about, oh, you're in my debt now. Ain't nobody in your debt. Smokes need to go sit down somewhere. I love how Alexis just brush him away like a little fly. Because he is annoying. Like, he's like an ambulance chaser in the journalism world. So anyway, moving on from that, he tried to, threaten Michael with legal action. Talking about he'll file a civil suit against Michael. Michael wasn't really fazed by that either. Because Michael brought up a good point. Even if Smoltz wins a civil case against Michael for assault, it'll be years before Smoltz even sees a dime of Michael's money. Because Michael brought up a good point. Michael has millions of dollars. He can drag this case out for decades, which he can. Because if you file a bunch of motions and stuff, you could literally postpone this case for as long as you want if you do it right. So by the time Smoltz gets any money, he would have racked up millions in debt because of this legal battle. So any money that Michael may have to pay him, it would all go to paying off whatever debts he accumulated during the trial. So he still would be broke. Like, it still wouldn't be a victory for him. It'd be a loss. A financial loss. So he might want to think twice about trying to file that lawsuit. So Michael played it cool. He was like, listen, I'll give you an exclusive. Because, Michael and Willow were pissed when they got those documents from Nina suing for visitation of Wiley. So, of course, Michael wants to do an expose on Nina. And he wants Smoltz to write the story. Um, Basically, about Nina's history over the years and her kidnapping of Avery. Basically, he wants Smoltz to write a smear campaign, a salacious gossip piece about Nina, even though technically it's not gossip because it's all true. But he wants to smear her reputation pretty much, in the court of public opinion, because there is a slight chance that Nina could win visitation. So he wants to turn the general public against her. Put all her dirty deeds out in the magazines, in the papers and stuff. I get where Michael's coming from with it. I don't know how smart that is to do it, because I don't know the legal ramifications or whatever, if Nina would have any legal stance to file a lawsuit against him. I don't know. But I would think twice about running that story if I was Michael. I understand he doesn't want Nina around Wiley, but he should have been smarter about it. Like, Diane told him to keep this out of court. That's what he should have did. Kept it out of court. Because Willow telling Harmony that they're way past anything civil with Nina at this point, because she feel like she crossed the line. My thing is, you should have just compromised with Nina. I think there should have been compromise on both sides. Instead of, unsupervised visitation, just give her supervised. So that way, if Nina wants to see Wiley, it's on their terms. It's always going to be somebody there, to monitor her, to make sure she's on her best behavior with Wiley. I think that would have been fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, why battle it out in court? And run a smear campaign. This thing is going to get ugly. It's going to get nasty. So anyway, Nina was with Sonny or whatever, letting him know that she filed the papers or whatever. Sonny was acting like a real fool with her. Like, they over there kissing and whatnot. I'm like, ew. Like, he's sitting there talking about, oh, soon Michael and Willow see the real her. I'm pretty sure they've seen the real her. Like, Nina's that type of person. Don't get me wrong. Like, everybody in that town, almost everybody in that town, have committed crimes. They've done bad things. But the difference with a lot of them is they own what they do. You know what I'm saying? They've owned it. Nina does not own anything. That's the problem. There's no self-awareness with her. It's like she does not acknowledge what she does. Then she says, oh, I wish I didn't do that, or I wish it didn't happen, but then you turn around and do something else stupid. It's like, clearly you don't have any real remorse about anything that you've done. And Sonny's playing a dangerous game at this point by getting involved with her, because he claims that he's on Wiley's side. So basically he's saying like, oh, I'm trying to do what I can for the interest of Wiley. In my opinion, I feel like Sonny's doing what he wants in the interest of himself, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think he just wants his cake and eat it too. He's trying to fix things with the family, but he wants Nina in his life. And like Dante said, you can't have it. At this moment, you're not going to have that. So he needs to pick a side at this point and be on that side, because you're not going to get your cake and eat it too on this particular, subject. It's not going to happen. So Sonny better figure it out. So anyway, moving on from that, Stella apparently didn't have a stroke or a heart attack. Portia believes it's a panic attack. So that's what got Curtis thinking, like, what's stressing you out? So he's starting to think maybe Marshall upset her or whatever. Stella, the reason she's having a panic attack is because of the guilt she has, because of the secrets that she's carrying. Taking the divorce papers and never filing them and stuff like that, and then the Marshall stuff. I think all of that combined is what's stressing her out and causing a panic attack. Because at any given moment, it could all come out and she'll probably lose everybody. Curtis will be upset with her, TJ will be upset with her, she'll lose everybody that she's close with if this comes out. And she should know it's going to come out. She could try and stop it all she wants. So, of course, she called Marshall to let him know, like, stick to the story. If Curtis continues to ask questions, don't tell him anything further. You know what I'm saying? Stick to the original story. So there's a lot going on between her and Marshall that we don't know about. Like, it's a lot. And I really want the full scope, like the full story, the background. And I think at some point we're gonna get that soon. The full reason behind him leaving and what Stella knows and stuff like that. So we're gonna get that pretty soon. Um. So anyway, I did like the scene between Marshall and Trina. Marshall felt like a closeness to Trina when she was talking about how Taggart faked his death and stuff and how hurt she was. He felt close to her. I wouldn't be surprised though if she really is Curtis's daughter. Though I wouldn't be shocked. Um, I don't know if they're ever gonna go into that, like when they're gonna go into that, but I believe at some point they're gonna pick that story back up. But I agree with Marshall. I feel like Trina shouldn't care what other people think. You know, she shouldn't care what people think of her. She needs to really stop stressing about Spencer at this point. Like, she has a lot going on. Like, you're being charged with a serious crime, with a felony. You need to focus on that and be happy with the support system that you have. Forget about Spencer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think deep down he does believe her, but I don't know what game he's playing with Esme. And at this point, if I was Trina, I would allow them to play that game amongst themselves. Like Portia been trying to tell her, don't get involved with them. You know, they're playing this little sick back and forth game with each other. Let them play it. Don't get involved. And I think that's the truth. She shouldn't get involved with it at this point in time. Um. So anyway, Harmony went to Carly for a job at the Metro Court. Um. Carly, I think, was inclined to hire her, but once she heard from Harmony how she went to Willow to talk on behalf of Nina for visitation of Wiley, Carly wasn't amused. She wasn't happy. Um, and now she don't know if she could trust Nina, if she could trust Harmony, because she feels like Harmony talking about, oh, she feels like she owe Nina or whatever. And Carly is, listen, anybody who's cool with Nina, Carly's not gonna be cool with them. And she don't really trust Harmony at this point. She don't know if she could trust her, if she's gonna be okay with Nina and stuff like that. Because Carly don't want nobody around her that's cool with Nina. Like, if you're cool with her, she don't want you around. I don't blame her. So of course, you know, Alexis came by to let her know about a TV spot on a panel that she was offered to sit on to talk about the whole Jocelyn and Cam situation. And, you know, Carly was like, you know, thanks for letting me know. I'll talk to Jocelyn about it. So Alexis started singing Harmony praises or whatever, talking about, oh, she, you know, she's, you know, got a great work ethic. She's conscientious and all this other stuff, singing her praises. But Carly was still on the fence. And I don't blame Carly, because, you know, when Carly get a sixth sense about somebody, she's usually right when she has a gut feeling about somebody. So I don't see her wanting to do any kind of business with Harmony. Maybe she'll take pity on her and hire her, but she'll probably keep her at arm's length, because I wouldn't trust her. So Carly pretty much told Harmony, you know what, fill out the application and do what you got to do. Harmony kept getting all these phone calls and stuff that she kept ignoring. And I'm like, who is these phone calls from? So she started getting text messages and stuff from Brendan, Neil's brother, basically telling her, oh, you need to meet with me or I'm going to contact Willow. I wonder what he found in those files. Because remember the last time we saw Brendan, he was going through files. And one of the files had Harmony's name on it. I wonder what he found. Like, did he find out Willow's not really Harmony's daughter? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, did he find that out? Because that's what I'm guessing he did. Because he was adamant about talking to her. So anyway, Victor is still trying to get Laura on his side to unite the family and stuff. And Laura's skeptical, as she should be, because she was like, when did you become a family man all of a sudden? And I do agree. I wouldn't trust Victor as far as I could throw him, because he laying it on pretty thick. And he keeps alluding that the family could be in danger soon, but you're not giving no more details than that. So why should anybody believe you or trust you? So I definitely understand why Laura's skeptical of him. Because Victor's claiming that he has a change of heart when it comes to family and he's more committed to family now. I don't buy it. I buy it a little bit that he does care about his family in his own sick little way, but I don't buy that, you know, he's not playing them somehow to get something, because he's definitely up to something. So I think Laura should keep her eyes open on this one, which I'm sure she will, because she don't trust him, nor should she. I wouldn't trust him. Victor is not someone that you could really, you know, put all your faith and hope in. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought about it, and I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.